Right then, have I got a treat here for you guys today? This is a player that I actually think is a serious bargain. Now, right now, Manchester United's midfield targets have kind of underwhelmed in one way or another. There's all of them littered with pros and cons. And the fact of the matter is United absolutely need a ball-winning midfielder with athleticism, but also someone comfortable being a first receiver, a bit of a tempo dictator, or someone whose profile doesn't seem to be very plentiful in the current market, which is why INEOS have potentially been so gun-shy when it comes to progressing forward with that number 6 signing. Now, Ugarte, ball winner, legs. Zubimendi, it's comfortable first receiver, very good technical footballer. Both excel at one side and are arguably poor at the other side. Ugarte is going to give Mainu too much responsibility deep. I think Mainu is a very good passer, but he's not amazing and certainly doesn't have the level of range that we want. His strength is in carrying the ball, and I think he comes alive in the final third where you really start to see the influence of futsal in his game. They're going to need someone who's a better passer alongside him, and Ugarte is not that. He's got some phenomenal abilities to cover ground, very Kante-ish in that sense, but lacks a little bit in the tempo and the quality of his passing. Now, Zubimendi next to Mainu is a midfield that probably keeps the ball really well, and it's going to start drawing comparisons with the likes of Busquets and Xavi in a certain way. But in the Premier League, it gets bullied. I think it lacks defensive power. Someone like a Rodri combines what Zubimendi is very, very good at, but in the frame of an absolute specimen. And Zubimendi just isn't that. He doesn't have the physicality. He's not really a top ball winner, neither's Mainu. Now, Amadou Onana was a choice as an option for that very physical kind of number 6, even though he's a little bit of an 8 option, but he's gone to Villa. Fofana's also there, but there's obviously still very, very strong links with him going to AC Milan. Morten Hjumland and Boubacar Kamara were both probably very good options, but they're potentially untouchable. Ball winners with a coolness on the ball, defensively solid, dual winners, progressive passers. They're both perfect. They're both exactly what Manchester United need, but maybe these two we go big for next summer if we don't find the solution we need this season. Now, with that being said, there is a very low-key, budget, surprise option that United could potentially go and have a look at signing for what will be an absolute cut price compared to the marquee signings that we often get linked to. And that midfielder is Hoffenheim's Anton Stach. Now, he is a 6'3", strapping 6'3", physically dominating, defensive monster. When it comes to covering ground, you won't believe the size of him. He makes it look easy. He makes it almost look effortless. He wins duels. He completes defensive actions. He's there for the blocks. He's there for the clearances. And he's actually a very good progressor of the ball via carrying, or he's actually got a real range and a real switch to him. He has it all to be a top number 6. And playing in Germany, in that extreme transitional football that happens in Germany, he's going to come to Manchester United and improve our ability on the transition if we go for him. I'm hoping INEOS have got this on subscribe now. Now, he seems to be very intelligent. 2.86 interceptions per 90, which is very good. He's decent with his back to goal. He seems to have a little bit of discipline about how he plays. His ability on the transition is sensational. His ability to go toe-to-toe against the fastest players on the counters, which is where Manchester United absolutely crumbled and fell apart last season. I don't know if you remember or if you've just tried to block it out. He fixes that. And across Europe, he had the 3rd highest number of interceptions in the defensive half space, giving 0.58 per 90. He is tall, so he's obviously pretty good at, I say obviously, but he is good in the air. He's 6'3", like we said. He doesn't shy away from the aerial duels. He's pretty good at winning the ground duels. He's got an accuracy of 64%, winning 2.48 aerial duels per 90. He's also good at recovering the ball, and he's one of only 8 players in the Bundesliga to have made more than 200 recoveries last season. And just like his interceptions, he is good in the half spaces. He's the 4th highest recoveries in those half spaces with 2.05. And he is decent with the ball at his feet. He progresses the ball. He has 5.07 progressive actions per 90, and most of his carries are extremely vertical. He gets it and gets you up the pitch. He also passes it well as well. And when he does score, he doesn't score a lot, but when he does score, I mean, there's a goal in his highlight reel, which is a copy-paste of McTominay's against Manchester City the day before we got locked up for COVID, if you remember that. Now, when you look at what he brings, he's going to bring tackles, interceptions, blocks, clearances, aerials. He's going to cover the ground. He's going to be an option. He's going to be the first receipt of the ball when playing out. He's going to give us a defensive screen. He can progress it with a pass. He can progress it with a carry. He doesn't mind taking people on. Doesn't score a lot of goals. Isn't proven at the extremely top level. Champions League, Premier League, that sort of stuff. But what he is a bloody good footballer. And I have no idea what his value is going to be. No idea what his value is going to be. He's on 37 grand a week, supposedly. So United come in, just double that shit straight off the bat and not even think about it. This would be a player, if you cannot get the likes of Ugarte in, this is Nemanja Vidic, right? This is when we signed Vidic from Spartak Moscow and you go, who the fuck is this guy? Oh, that's who this guy is. That's who this guy is. Anton equals Vidic. And not only that, but you're going, wait, I can't picture what style of player he is. Let me throw a name at you for someone that absolutely succeeded in the Premier League with this profile. He looks like a young Nemanja Matic. That's what he looks like. That's what he plays like. He gets on the ball, he stops the attack when it's time to defend, he gets on the ball and he moves the ball forward. It's unglamorous work, but it's absolutely essential work. And from what I've seen on this guy is ready to go to the top. This guy is absolutely ready to be able to do the sorts of things that we are looking for someone to do in that number 6 area. It doesn't need to be a glamorous signing. We don't need a Busquets. We don't need a Rodri. We just need someone to keep it very, very simple and do the right things with good decision making. And Anton Stach is going to give us very, very good defensive actions and good decision making when he gets on the ball. Like I said, this is a young version of Matic. At times, the way he moves with the ball is reminiscent of what Declan Rice does. You don't need to be glamorous to do a good job there. Declan Rice went for 100 million. Because he's not English, he's never going to go for that sort of money. But listen, someone's going to pick this kid up. Someone's absolutely going to pick this kid up. And when they do, you're going to go, shit, another one. He would work at United. Trust me. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your comments. Get him in the mixer. If you've seen him, what do you like about him? And if you've not seen him, go see him and come back and let me know what you think. See you in a bit. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.